my name is Austin Begley, and this is my wife, Sarah Begley, and we started Hope Friends Church in October 2025. It's been going really good. It's been awesome.
Hope Friends Church in Marshall, Michigan was birthed out of three pathways that came together. First of all, there's been prayer, conversation, and some dreaming over a lot of years in how we could make a difference from Battle Creek Friends Church to 20 minutes away, Marshall. We have people that come to our church from there. Could we do more? That's number one. Number two was that Sarah and Austin Begley came to us and said, we want to lead out. As young adult leaders in Battle Creek Friends Church, they were ready. Number three, a church building became available, and this seemed to fit the way that we would move forward.
We felt called to reach really anybody. I mean, we were just, when we were thinking about all of this, we had a deep sense of, we just wanted to share the love of Christ with anybody who really anybody that desired it, anybody that just, was interested, and people who were seeking after deep truth and seeking after something more, and we just felt so compelled to share that with people and to bring the hope and bring the joy to people, anyone that would listen, right? And so that's how we decided it. We just wanted to share it with everybody because of how important it actually is to have a relationship with the creator of the universe. So
we started building a community in Marshall, Michigan, which is where our church is, through some people that were already coming to Battle Creek Friends, which is kind of our sister church who's supporting us.
Since the launch of Hope Friends, Battle Creek Friends Church has stayed in that role of sort of the mothership. We are mothering the church and bringing it along, mentoring, sharing with, and helping to gather folks in the new community. We committed 6 months of 20 or so volunteers that would go and volunteer there in the important roles to see a church started. Now, 6+ months later, we're seeing people there taking up roles. People in Marshall taking up roles.
A big philosophy that we have at Battle Creek Friends and now Hope Friends is doing life together. And so we just try and be good friends to each other, try and be there for each other, and do a lot of events in the community. And we're still working on building, more of a community in Marshall, but mostly just by doing life together and through word of mouth with our community. I would say I've seen God move in our lives and through the lives of others in unexpected ways. One of those being just the people who are coming to Hope Friends Church, how they've just opened their hearts to a new community, have taken the first step to go somewhere new. That's always kind of a challenge, and they've stepped in and really wanted to make this church their home and been passionate and creative and offered to help. And I also feel like I've seen God move through the people of Battle Creek Friends Church who are coming over to help us. They have really sacrificed their time, their energy, their effort to come over and help us lay the foundation for a new church community. And also just say personally, I had this kind of picture in my mind last summer, that hopefully next summer, this summer now, we would have a whole group of people that we didn't know yet who were going to be coming to Friends. And that vision has just kind of been fulfilled. And I was expecting God to do something. I was expecting God to make that happen, but I just couldn't see how that was going to happen. And so seeing the fulfillment of that has been really a huge blessing.
Yeah, and I think the most joyful thing for me is, I'm reminded of, so how we do church at Hope Friends Church, I think is very, very similar to how the early church was, where, at 5:30, so it's an evening church service. So we have 5:30, we have a meal, and 6 o'clock we'll have the actual worship, and then we'll have service. But 5:30 we have a meal, and I imagine the early church, they'd share bread together, and they would just share everything together and be with one another and talk and communicate and just have this really great fellowship. And I really see that with our church, and it just brings me so much joy thinking that that's how the early church was. And if we can resemble in any way that, I think that's just amazing.
Our shorter term goal for what we're praying for and asking God for in the future is right now we're sitting at around 45 to 60 people coming on a Sunday evening. We would love to kind of stretch that and get that to 100 people every single week. And so we're praying that God would bring, new families, new individuals, new households to our church, so we can build more disciples, which then leads into our long-term goal.
Yeah, which is to really disciple people in the ways of Jesus, to teach people the way, the true, proper, and accurate theology and the doctrine of God, and to disciple people in the way of Jesus, right? And to just be more like Jesus as we go throughout our lives. And so if we can help people do that, that's really the long haul, the long goal.
We would humbly ask for your prayer for Hope Friends Church in Marshall, Michigan, for us and for the community that we have there, that we could be able to reach more people, to give them the good news about Jesus, share the hope of Christ. And we just want to thank the denomination for supporting us so far, praying for us, supporting us financially, and just giving us that push that we needed to go out and start something new.